One of the questions that was asked was, since the bears are in and we can't get weights, is there a way to determine how much food they're getting? Well, we're keeping them on the same amount of food that they have been getting. Holly has not been eating very much, so we did cut her back a little bit. But we are giving them the same amount of food and hoping that by hiding food around their enclosure, they're going to be able to eat that and get just a little bit more exercise than we could give them, of course, while they were either swimming or doing walkabouts. So we're trying very hard to maintain their weights otherwise. As far as we know, were there any bears around this morning around 8 o'clock? I would assume there's been a few bears around. We know that there's a cinnamon phase yearling kind of hanging out around the back part of the enclosure here on the trail. We've seen it several times. We know that it has visited the fence also. But it does make our bears nervous, and it does make them pace. That, of course, is not why Holly's pacing. Holly is an estrus. She wants out. She wants to be able to have the freedom to choose who she wants, and it's just not working out her way for right now. So just be patient with us. Estrus is only 2 more weeks. And yes, Tasha is an estrus also. She is just not displaying as Holly is. And the next question is, how have the bears been dealing with their confinement? Well, they've been in for 1 week, and they seem to be doing very, very well. Holly is Holly, and we can't change the pacing behavior because she's an estrus also. So when you see Tasha running along the fence, folks, when it scares the bears when people make loud noises or sudden movements. So I just want to let you know. That's why Tasha jumped up. So just be careful there. Speaking of the confinement, the bears seem to be doing okay right now. Talk to us in another week or so about that, and we'll see what we can do. We're just trying out some new and different enrichment items and trying to keep them so they don't get so bored. Some of the most common questions that are asked by our folks that visit us, of course, they ask about Ted and his awesome size and his awesome behavior. They want to know how come he's so gentle, and we always say because he's a captive-born and captive-raised bear. Also, you can see that Ted's paying much attention to the child here. Ted was raised with a family. And when a child is upset, he wants to know why, because he was raised with a child. So, of course, he is consistent with kind of paying attention to what's going on here with the children. And he's just going to check it out for himself here. So, and he's talking now to everyone here. So we'll see if I can move over and get him to say a few words here. But he get upset sometimes here. Those are words of wisdom from Ted. Please be calm, he says, and I'm right here to protect you at any moment of the day. So that's Ted's advice for everyone today. I'm a good guy, and I just love children. That's what he's saying to everyone. I hope you folks on broadcast heard that. Anyways, getting back to some of the questions, they want to know how big Ted is, how much he weighs. He wants to know how old he is. He's 22 years old for those that are here. Bears in captivity can live over 30 years. And Tasha, next to him, is our youngest at 4 years old. Then Holly is 6. And, of course, Lucky is 12 years old. And so that's some of the questions. They want to know how often the bears get out of their enclosure. Due to our pond being reconstructed, at this time our bears cannot be out, but normally every bear gets out at least once to twice a day. Ted goes out in the morning and he decides when he wants to come back. He's out until he sits at his door and wants to be back in. They also ask about his diet, and the bear's diet is all they eat is peanuts. Well, we give them a trail mix for breakfast. which is a high-protein dog food mixed with peanuts and cranberry. We also give them fresh fruit and a raw egg. In the evening, they get their trail mix. They also get 2 fruits, carrots, sometimes romaine, and the rest of the time they get their enrichment treats, which is a trail mix and fresh fruit. So other questions that are asked is, okay, so Holly's in estrus and she wants Ted. Why don't you let him mate? Well, because we can't guarantee she's going to have 1 cub. And we have not got the space to raise 2 or 3 cubs here. And besides that, her temperament isn't what we want for Ted. She's a little bit grumpy. So we'd like a little bit better temperament. One of the chatters heard me say that we have a couple of blueberry bushes in the enclosure. We do. And we have tried planting more, but Lucky is our unplanter. He does not like stuff to be touched in there or planted. So whatever we plant, he is always dug back up immediately. So for that purpose, we don't ask anybody to donate anything because we can't guarantee that it will ever grow here. Let's see. I guess that will do it for the questions. I will answer them online for everyone. And I'd like everyone to know here that your wristband will get you $1 off over at the Wolf Center, but I believe they're only open till 5 today, but you can probably use it tomorrow too. You can try. They educate about wolves as we do about bears, and they're just about 3 miles across town. Again, I want to remind every one of our chatters that are listening that we do have the half birthday coming up very soon. And then in July, we have that fantastic lily pad picnic. And we're going to be celebrating Dr. Rogers' 80th birthday at that time. So please tune in tomorrow. Hopefully we won't be doing this in the rain again. And hopefully our construction, our machinery will be working again tomorrow and we can get our pond finished. So until tomorrow at 12:30, thank you for tuning in and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.